Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And give this video a like up. Bold and the Beautiful once had Liam Spencer as the resident hunk, breaking the hearts of the women who swooned over him on the CBS soap. But suddenly the drooling over Liam stops, and he becomes a woman repellent. It looks like B&B plans to wipe away what's left of Liam's romantic appeal. This would make him a turnoff for women in and outside his circle, for the time being, or at least until they bring in a rescue love interest for the Waffler. Bold and the Beautiful put Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, in a few recent scenes where his silliness is no longer adorable to the ladies. The women, who once clawed at each other over him, only tolerated him in the latest scenes. With that said, he finally got it through his head that Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline Massinswood, is not interested in him romantically, so he set his sights on Hope Logan, Annika Noel, instead. B&B fans beg the soap not to start this cycle again. But it looks like Hope will take care of that. She recently said a few magic words to Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, indicating Liam is not on her scope. She told Carter that it is so nice to find a man who doesn't have another woman on his mind. So Bold and Beautiful seems to rattle Liam's cage a bit in the eyes of the ladies. The two young women from Forrester Creations who joined him and his brother for lunch looked at him like a silly old guy, so the tide has changed for Liam Spencer. B&B rolled out a lunch where Liam Spencer alienated two beautiful young women with his grandpa-style conversations. From offering to show these women pictures of his daughter to throwing out goofy blurbs about Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, he chased them away. So Will Spencer won't likely consider using Liam as his wingman after that display. Bold and the Beautiful not only has Liam fumbling while trying to lure Hope back, but he can't make an impression on two young women who are strangers. So will they wipe Liam Spencer off the B&B hunk list, at least for now? Bold and the Beautiful still keeps Liam in the role of a great father. But unfortunately for him, that is the only hat both Steffy and Hope allow him to wear these days. It seems he got the memo that Finn and Steffy are a force to be reckoned with. There's nothing he could say or do to pull them apart. So his first choice is not an option. But there's Hope Logan, who comes in as his second choice again. Next, Liam rolls out his spiel about what they once had together. But Hope lets Liam know that he is too late. That ship sailed a long time ago for her. This week on B&B, Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, sees Liam as the answer to Hope's obsession with Steffy's husband. Steffy agrees with her. So these two ladies see Liam Spencer as a possibility for Hope's future happiness. But next week on Bold and the Beautiful, things change. Brooke and Steffy get a hint that Hope plans to explore a new love interest, Carter. So Liam soon likely finds himself dressed down from the stud he once was on Bold and the Beautiful. B&B also made his traditional, silly behaviors no longer appealing to the women in his circle. This means the once sought-after Spencer son sees his future prospects narrow down. Steffy tightly closed her door. Then he opens his mouth and clears the lunch table of the hot women from FC. Then Hope makes her intentions clear in the scene where she looks unimpressed as he tries to woo her back with romantic examples from the past. But the Logan daughter, like Steffy, is no longer in the market for what he has to sell on the CBS soap. Once hailed as the Bold and the Beautiful's resident heartthrob, Liam Spencer strutted onto the scene with that signature soap opera allure, smoldering eyes, tousled hair, and a romantic spirit that rivaled any Nicholas Sparks hero. He was the brooding yet sensitive knight in shining denim, the kind of guy who could fix your Wi-Fi, write you poetry, and shed a single dramatic tear during a wedding toast. Lately, Liam's once potent charm has begun to curdle like expired oat milk. Fans are scratching their heads and squinting at their screens, asking, "Wait, why is he like this now? Could it be that the bold and the beautiful has taken their golden boy and, bit by bit, morphed him into a walking red flag with perfectly moisturized skin? Let's dive into how Liam's hunk appeal has shape-shifted into a cocktail of freaky, clingy, and deeply questionable traits that make even the most die-hard #Team Liam fans reach for the remote. Liam used to be the guy every woman on the show, and half the audience, wanted. He had depth, idealism, and a slightly tortured soul, the holy trifecta of daytime dreaminess. But recently, he's starting to feel more like a robot programmed by a malfunctioning, obsessive XA. Where once he spoke with impassioned vulnerability, now it's endless loops of hope, "You're making a mistake," and "Steffi, are you sure you're happy with Finn?" It's as if he's been caught in a love triangle Groundhog Day, doomed to repeat the same possessive mantras in a voice dripping with fox concern. Romantic persistence has turned into emotional surveillance. Suddenly, Liam's love language is passive-aggressive hovering. And nothing kills sexy like someone who's always lurking just out of frame, ready to monologue about your true feelings. Soap fans have long dubbed Liam the Waffle King, and it's not because he enjoys a hearty breakfast. This guy changes his mind more often than a toddler in a toy store. Hope or Steffi, Steffi or Hope, he loves them both, passionately, until the plot dictates otherwise. In the early days, this might have felt like emotional complexity. But after over a decade of yo-yoing between the same two women, it now feels like commitment phobia masquerading as sensitivity. And honestly, that's not cute anymore. Nothing says, "I'm emotionally available," like a man who proposes, panics, cheats, cries, blames, and then proposes again, all in the span of a sweeps month. Watching Liam waffle his way through life is like watching someone try to solve a maze blindfolded, with a mirror, during an earthquake. Liam's transformation from sensitive dreamboat to moralizing ex-boyfriend has come with a side of uncomfortable jealousy. In theory, watching a man fight for love could be swoon-worthy. But Liam doesn't so much fight as he guilt-trips, manipulates, and white knights his way through conversations like a guy who thinks he's the main character in a Shakespearean tragedy. His recent behavior around Hope and Thomas has been especially telling. Thomas, who, yes, has a problematic past longer than a CVS receipt, has turned over a new leaf. Hope seems to trust him. But Liam's stuck in 2019, throwing tantrums about protecting Hope, as if she's an emotionally fragile doll from the 1800s. Every time Liam is confronted about his own behavior, he flips the narrative faster than you can say Forrester fashion show. Suddenly, he's the victim. He had to kiss Steffi. He had to blow up Hope's relationship. It was for her good. He knows what's best. Just ignore that trail of emotional destruction behind him. This might fly if it happened once or twice. But when it becomes a pattern, it starts to feel, well, freaky. Not horror movie freaky, but the "your date Googled your address before you gave it to him" kind of freaky. Liam's transformation from swoon-worthy to suspiciously self-righteous feels like watching a plotline unravel at the seams. Let's be honest. Liam's current character arc is missing one crucial ingredient: unpredictability. For all his messy romantic entanglements, he's become predictable. You can practically set your watch by his reactions. Once, Liam was exciting because we weren't quite sure what he'd do. Now, we can see his moral outrage coming from a storyline away. His once human flaws have calcified into personality-defining traits, and not in a good way. Despite this freaky turn, there's still hope for Liam, the character, not the woman. Soap operas are known for redemption arcs, and Liam has all the raw materials for a comeback. Strip back the moral superiority, let him fail gracefully for once, and allow him to find himself outside a love triangle. And you might just reignite the flame that once made him the show's most magnetic man.